Hi, welcome to Clark's Place. I'm gonna explain what I did today on making it easy to get your holes drilled for your fender scoops on the fenders, which is these little jobs. Of course, the book, the Janik book, says 27 3/8 from the front of the fender back to the front of the scoop. This seemed to lay down real nice. I might want to sand a little bit right there, maybe a little there. It'll go down. Oh, there it went down a little more. Anyway, what I did is I took this side. I can't do yet because this has been caved in or something to where you can see it doesn't fit very well. This needs a little bit of filler, but this will show you. Okay, you take and you put all your studs in and then lay it on there. You can't tell what you're doing unless you move it around, try to scratch it, and that just doesn't work. So what I did, I took a piece of small thin plexiglass, which it's very, very thin, and you lay that on top of your sheet or your scoop, and then I marked it. I even drew the outline, marked it all real good, and drilled it out. Then I took this and laid it on here and transposed all those marks.
What you doing, mister?
And drilled it. Here, you can hold this. I got to help. I got a cameraman now.
Hey!
I was explaining. I took this today and put it on there, marked everything.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
And then
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
put the studs in and made sure that these studs fell on there just right.
Yeah, it looks good.
Of course, this doesn't take into consideration that this one might be splayed out a little bit. So the hole on the fender, which I just lined it up side to side, and my mark for the beginning.
Yep, I see. There you go.
And tried to make the holes the same distance from the edge, which, okay.
You're gonna knock this
It's
off.
very important that you, okay, see now the holes line up perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
So if you mark this way and then take it off.
Flip it for the other side.
Yeah, you don't want to flip it and mark your holes, because that's not the right way. This way, the holes line up perfect. This way,
They do
you
not.
see, they do not. So
That's kind of close, but they're a
because
little
they're
off.
not exactly spaced. So this way is perfect on it. And then I put my studs in, which I was trying to explain. You can't very well put this on there and scratch it and try to make a mark.
Yeah, I would
But
probably do that.
then I drilled a small pilot hole, and then I took
Nice.
this one
Stepped it.
and stepped it down. I believe it went down 2 marks. Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're having trouble, they just won't go on there. It's like it didn't line up right. You can go a little bit more to where this hole's bigger, or take a file when you see it's hitting on the front edge too much.
Yeah.
File that out so you can get that.
Yeah, you're gonna have a washer and a nut on the backside anyway.
Yes, I've got all the washers and nuts, and I can't, like I said, I can't do the other side.
Why can't you take this, if that's the right way, and go
because this has to be an exact opposite then. The only way to
Yeah,
really,
so the fiberglass could be not made perfectly.
the only way this would work out is if this were perfect, which it is. See these?
Pretty darn.
That one's to this side too much, and that one's to the front.
I see that.
See, put it this way.
Yeah, that hole's. They're a little bit off. Pull that one up, and that.
Now it's a little off.
It's
So
close, but
they're not
yeah.
mirror images. So what I plan to do is I'm going to do this. I'm just going to mark another one.
Tape this to this so it stays right. Mark the outside, and then
Well, I didn't
mark
tape
the
it.
holes.
I drew the holes, put the marks, and I just took my marker and just kind of followed it. It's You don't have to have that, but well, yeah, I guess you do because you got to know where your front is.
Right hand on this one.
I did.
Oh, I see.
So that hole's right hand. This hole here will be left hand. So, and then like I say, once you draw this one, then when you go to transpose it to the fender, you need to flip it over and use the same side, not this side, but this side, to lay it out.
Yep.
I marked the holes.
You need to put right hand top,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
flip it over for left hand top.
Well, I've already drilled the holes, so this one I don't even need it
Oh,
anymore.
it's done. Yeah, gotcha.
And poke, with your little, to make your indentation. And then I drilled a small pilot hole and then did the step.
Nice.
So but
Looks
this one
good
is
on
great.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Nice gap there all along.
Yeah, I could even sand that down.
And nice there too.
Yeah, I don't think there's a gasket for these. But now that
I think they just go right on.
now that we know where that is, right over the tire, which it is, we got to tour a big hole and put the screen under it, which I don't know that it explains that in here. It just talks about what you do for the scoops. See, it's mostly just writing and what not to do.
Scoops.
Scoops. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of it on it.
What's the motto? 2 scoops of raisins.
Yeah.
So it's
So
2 scoops, no raisins. That's the title of this video.
yeah. So, but this fender's pretty good. The gap. This fender found out that it looks like they had something happen and they cut it,
Let's see.
welded it. That's popped. It almost looks like they put a nose on it, but it doesn't continue down here. So
It might have gotten smushed. Maybe they grafted.
yeah, I think it maybe got hit or something fell on it, but because this went along and then it dropped. So I don't know if we can.
So you just
weld it.
ground that down just to see what it was.
Yeah. And then this, I put a little more filler in it, and there's some high places here. So this whole thing has got to be mudded and sanded.
Beaded and
And
banged
this is in here, so that needs to be mudded.
Was this a 68? No, it couldn't have been a 68
No.
with this nose on it. I was thinking that is about where a
It's a 70.
circle marker would have been.
And I still have to cut the bottoms off when I get the stuff from Brian. So
Gotcha.
anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video on how to measure, mark, and cut your scoops.
Gotcha.
Bolt holes.
2 scoops of raisins.
That's right, 2 scoops. All right.
That's all from Clark's Place.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes.
We're at 800 subscribers. Woohoo!
Okay, we'll start it here. Welcome to Clark's Place. Did some sanding today and some cutting. We got the holes drilled for the scoop on this side, and we've got it to where this one fits very nice, just like the other side. And we're having to fill some of this in, trying to match the sides. This one here, I'll let you do it.
I'll do it.
We use the stick, there's a gap, and you get down so far and it'll actually go under. So that's kind of our guide, and it is different.
And then it comes back.
Yeah, it comes back to where it won't go under. The 69, his won't go under at all. So his are a little bit different than the 70. And this one's getting close. I don't think we're quite there yet.
Almost.
Almost. There it is.
Yeah.
So maybe we are there.
Yeah, I would say.
And then it goes
real
away.
close.
So we had to do a little filling in. We'll have to feather these edges. But what we did to cut these out, we drew 6-inch circle, and then where's the tool we used? This is a little, you know, it just, it's like a little hacksaw. But it's, you know, it's got a hacksaw blade in it, and stand it up on end, just went all the way around. You got to watch because there's a brace down in there, and we had to kind of hold it up because it was starting to hit the brace. But all this worked out good using our plastic overlay to draw the holes based on what the holes are underneath. Yeah, it fell on the ground somewhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit underneath.
Yeah, there it is. That was our guide, because to try to do it with those, you can't very well. I mean, you maybe could mark them and drill them out, but it's hard. Makes it a lot easier to do it this way.
Put them on here.
Yeah, maybe it flipped over. But after we cut that, took a file, he went around, and then we did a little bit of sandpaper to make that to where it's not going to cut anybody. And then after we have these off, I still have to replace these bottoms. These are on order. I'll have these off the car and work all these other areas, and then we'll put a screen that you tack underneath. Is how they said they did that. We did had to waller just a little bit the hole one way to get this. It was cocked a little bit. I think it's the way it was made. It needed to come over in the front but not in the back. You see these holes are the same distance apart, but these had to come back in order for it to look right, the reveal down the side. But that one worked out good. The other one is fine. Just trying to work things out on the actual part of the fender, because I've made repairs. This we have to re-weld. It looks like they fixed something here at one time, so we'll probably grind that and MIG that in, and then grind it some more to fix it. But the rest of the hood, or the rest of the fender's in pretty good shape. I've already done a couple repairs, put some metal in, and I guess filled in where the light used to be, and then there's a long strip there where this is filled in, but that's all got to be sanded again. So looking good. Just almost forgot about doing some filming while we were cutting, so at least that's what we're doing on the air scoops, I guess, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So that's it. See if we need to beat that down any. Hopefully it won't. We had to grind the try to keep some of the Bondo Duraglass away from it, but hopefully that'll be okay. And over here, I don't think we have anything left to do over here except sand the whole thing. Still got to replace the bottoms, but little places here and there, and then maybe throw a coat of primer on it and just see how it looks. It's hard to tell when it looks like a multicolored chameleon. So that's where we are today. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, we have cut this completely out, put in another piece, welded. We might do some more spotting there, and then we'll put a layer of probably Duraglass, and then maybe Bondo to make this have the gradual transition like that fender does. So looking good. And no more seam there and possible problem in the future.